Hello there, my name is Sixo, but more on that later, as now it's time for today's Toy of the Week video. So in last week's 6 Turbo video, I mentioned that I dropped a bit of a poll online to decide what the focus should be at that time, and that Armada had come pretty close to winning, despite being pipped by Generation 1 ultimately. Well, have no fear, Unicron Trilogy fans, as it was only going to be a matter of time before I put the 2002 series back in the spotlight, especially as it's a bit of a new endeavour for me at the moment. You see, I never collected Armada back in the day, as I sort of fell out of collecting a little bit after Robots in Disguise. However, I've just recently embarked on a bit of a Takara Micron Legend kick, and I have to say I'm really enjoying them all. In fact, I think every toy I've handled has thus far been an absolute joy. So with that in mind, it's time to take a look at one of my personal favourites from all of the toys I've seen so far. It's Micron Legend Megatron S, or Armada Galvatron if you prefer. Micron Legend Megatron S was released by Takara in 2003 and was the Japanese equivalent of Hasbro's Galvatron release from the Armada line. As per the surrounding fiction, it represents the Decepticon leader in his super mode form after he receives a significant power boost from a team of minicons. The toy is identical to the original Takara Megatron release in all but colour scheme, now sporting a new and highly distinctive paint job of grey, lilac and plum to give the character a very different look overall. There are some differences to the Hasbro release mind, including a little bit of remoulding, a lighter grey faceplate and some different colour shades elsewhere, all in an attempt to bring you greater cartoon accuracy. The toy does an overall fantastic job at bringing the animation model to life, looking every bit as menacing as his on-screen counterpart from some of the later episodes. Megatron S features a rather unmistakable tank form, continuing the tradition of the Decepticon leader adopting such a mode since it first happened in Generation 2. The detailing is quite superb here, with some attractive moulding all over and some nicely applied paint applications, including a noticeable weathered pattern on a couple of sections. Megatron S retains all of the play value of the previous version, with a heavy degree of minicon integration and a lot of gimmicks packed under the surface, including light and sound features which activate as you go. As well as being fully movable, the tank turret can fire one of several missiles by pulling backwards on the barrel to activate the spring mechanism. He also features a separate pop-up cannon, which can be deployed by adding a minicon to the port on the opposite side and pulling back. On the front of the tank there is a fold-out ramp with a sliding post which can be used to store several minicons. On the other side, pressing a small button will activate a series of spring-loaded panels to flip out, which again can be used for minicon integration. At the rear is a small pull-out compartment to store yet more minicons, although in truth they don't always fit so well. And finally there's a hidden ramp for minicons to travel up, along with a pull-out claw that can be used to trap them in place. All of this on top of the aforementioned light and sound gimmicks that activate at the same time means that the tank mode is a tour de force of the Armada play pattern, showing off how the line works best with style. Transformation to robot mode is a simple affair, and is a definite stylistic break from the more intricate and fiddly designs that characterised a lot of the previous Car Robots line. I'm particularly a fan of the flip-up visor which can be used to cover his face for the tank mode, which, if half deployed, can also make a decent stab at a battle mask of sorts. As for the robot mode itself, I honestly think it's one of the most striking and distinctive designs the Decepticon leader has been given to this day. The colours look absolutely tremendous here, bringing a lot of new life to the design and making it feel quite unique versus the original green version. The face sculpt brings the ruthless Decepticon commander to life superbly well, rocking a sultry grimace that just lets you know he's not to be messed with. Of course, there's more fun to be had in this mode, as minicons can be stowed away on various parts of the body for a spot of extra armament. Megatron comes partnered with a particular minicon, of course. Leader 1 is a repainted version of the original release, although was renamed as Clinch for Hasbro's Armada line. His vehicle mode is a small buggy with a set of gold cannons on top. He's a really nifty little toy, all unto himself. Elsewhere, Megatron's left arm is hiding away a secret integrated knife weapon, which can be put to use with the minicon port on his side. This feature does actually crop up in the cartoon too, but either way it's a memorable gimmick for the toy to have. The tank barrel can then be slung under his right arm and fired in the same way as in vehicle mode. Alternatively, you can rotate the whole turret section round to the front, deploy the various cannons, and spin it using a small wheeled mechanism. You can even power Megatron up further by combining him with the larger scale Micron legend Shockwave, who of course was better known as Tidal Wave in the Hasbro line. Overall, I have to say that I love this robot mode quite a bit, and I think it's a standout Megatron toy from any line of Transformers over the history of the franchise. A lot of people will often say that the articulation is a bit disappointing, but in truth, all it's majorly lacking is a knee bend, which is a shame but still doesn't stop it from carrying a lot of presence and boasting a great design overall. In fact, I have to say that I've thoroughly enjoyed my journey into Micron Legend territory thus far, and I can't wait to experience even more of the line. I may be almost 2 decades late to the party, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to have fun all the same. So this mould is a bit of a rarity for me in that I did actually own the Armada version of the original Megatron toy back in the day, as even then it was a design that just leapt out at me as being too cool to pass up. Now I will track down that version again soon, I'm sure, but in the meantime I have to say that I actually think that Megatron S here, or Galvatron if you prefer, is the overall nicer version anyway. Just something about those colours that really pops. Anyway, I'm thrilled with what I've seen of the Micron Legend line so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. Now touch wood, but so far I don't think I've seen a toy that I would say is anything less than really spectacular, so that's really exciting. I look forward to bringing you more photos soon too. Anyway, for now, Megatron S is our Toy of the Week, so a big thank you for watching, and indeed to everyone who's subscribed to the channel so far. Big shout out to all my Patreon supporters too. The details of that are coming up at the end of the video in just a moment if you'd like to do the same. Otherwise, that's it from me, so enjoy the rest of your day. TTFN.